Listen up, because when I tell you Prince William has had enough, I mean the man is done pretending everything is fine behind those palace walls. For years, he's smiled through scandals that would have made any normal human pack a suitcase and move to the moon. The headlines, the Netflix specials, the interviews, all of it. The royal family's laundry wasn't just dirty, it was aired, spun, and hung for the whole planet to see. And through it all, William stood there with that tight-lipped royal smile, pretending none of it hurt. But lately, that polite mask has started to crack. The pressure inside those golden gates isn't from outsiders anymore, it's from within. The betrayal isn't from the tabloids, it's from blood. Family? The very people who once vowed to stand beside him are now, according to whispers, the ones pulling the threads loose from the monarchy's fabric. And William? He finally saw it. The real wounds weren't caused by journalists, they were self-inflicted. So, one quiet evening, something inside him just snapped. He decided there would be no more second chances, no more carefully worded letters of forgiveness, no more staged family peace talks. The crown, he realized, wasn't a family heirloom anymore. It was a fortress, and it needed defending. Behind those towering palace doors, far from the public eye, William's inner circle began to gather not for tea and sympathy, but for strategy. Secret meetings, whispered phone calls, discreet visits from advisors, the kind that never make it onto any official schedule. What were they planning? Oh, nothing small, just a royal realignment so powerful it could reshape the monarchy forever. They say William's team quietly began drafting a vision, one that would redefine what it truly means to be royal. His goal? By the time he becomes king, Parliament won't even blink if he decides to strip or redraw royal titles. It wouldn't be revenge, he insisted it would be reform. A cleanup. This wasn't the loud, messy type of palace drama we're used to. No slam doors or screaming matches, no dramatic exits down palace corridors. It was precise, surgical, like a chess game played in silence. The goal, make the monarchy smaller, sharper, and impossible to scandalize again. And here's where the story turns from strategic to scandalous, because this wasn't just about Harry and Meghan. No, it was much bigger. William reportedly wanted to redefine who deserves to be royal at all. His logic was simple. If you don't serve the crown, you shouldn't wear it. Now, let's talk about the monarchy's secret weapon, something most people have never even heard of. Letters patent. Think of it as the royal family's version of a magic wand. One piece of parchment, one signature, and poof, you can make or unmake a royal. Back in 1917, King George V used it to slim down the family tree, declaring that only the monarch's grandchildren could be princes or princesses. That's why Archie and Lilibet got their titles when Charles became king. But here's the juicy twist, that law isn't carved in stone. Any monarch or an heir with the right power can rewrite it. And rumor has it, William's lawyers already have a new version drafted. According to Palace Whispers, this draft says only working royals and direct heirs can keep their titles. So if you're living abroad, doing podcasts and interviews instead of attending state dinners, poof, title gone. No debates, no lawsuits, no parliament drama, just a quiet royal stamp, and centuries of privilege vanish in a puff of ink and dust. To William, this isn't revenge, it's hygiene. The royal version of decluttering the closet, except instead of old clothes, he's tossing out chaos. Now let's step inside Buckingham Palace, where the air has grown heavier than ever. Behind those closed doors, it's not just a family, it's a Cold War. King Charles and Prince William aren't just father and son anymore, they're two kings in waiting, standing on opposite sides of the same crown. Charles still clings to the dream of unity, the idea that love and letters can heal anything. He believes a few cups of tea, a gentle apology, and handwritten notes can fix decades of betrayal. But William? He looks at the same mess and sees a sinking ship. Insiders claim their private talks have gone from respectful to icy. In one tense moment, Charles reportedly urged his son to show mercy. William's reply? Mercy is what got us here. Let that sink in. To William, every olive branch his father extended only brought another headline, another scandal, another documentary, dragging the crown through the mud. So when whispers from Parliament hinted that if the monarchy didn't clean up its image, they might step in themselves, William didn't hear a warning. He heard permission. No more waiting for anyone's approval. No more playing the polite prince. He was ready to be the reformer king, even if it meant redlining his own family tree. Now, let's rewind to a moment that apparently shaped everything. Remember when Queen Margrethe II of Denmark shocked the world by stripping 4 of her grandchildren of their royal titles? No drama, no tantrums, just calm, firm clarity. She said it wasn't cruelty, it was necessity. Too many royals, too little purpose. William reportedly loved that move. He studied it, he admired it. He called it bold, clean, and courageous. In his eyes, Margrethe proved something monumental, that a monarchy's strength isn't in how many royals it has, but in how many serve. Behind closed doors, William became obsessed. He dissected her decision like a scholar. He looked at timing, language, legal structure, every tiny detail. Whispers say he even reached out quietly to European advisors to learn how to do the same without causing a national meltdown. And that's when his idea solidified. A modern monarchy, smaller, smarter, built on service, not bloodlines. Titles wouldn't be symbols of privilege anymore, they'd be proof of duty. To him, it was simple math. Keep the loyal, cut the liabilities, rebuild the crown from the inside out. Now here's where this royal earthquake hits the heart, 2 innocent names caught in the storm, Archie and Lilibet. When word spread that William's plan might tie royal titles directly to service, everyone did the math, and the numbers didn't look good for those 2 California-based little royals. Under the rumored reform, only working royals or direct heirs would keep their titles. That means 2 kids thousands of miles away could quietly lose their birthright overnight. Supporters of the reform claim it's logical. If they're not raised in royal service, they say, then their titles are just decoration. But for Meghan and Harry, those titles mean everything: identity, heritage, the bridge connecting their children to their royal bloodline. Losing them wouldn't just be symbolic, it would feel like being erased from history. And the way this reform is designed, there's no appeal, no debate. When the ink dries, those titles could vanish faster than morning mist. No ceremony, no announcement, just a quiet erasure of 2 royal names from the official record. To William, this isn't cruelty, it's maintenance. He's cleaning the palace windows after years of dirt and drama. To Meghan and Harry, it's heartbreak. Meanwhile, across the ocean in sunny Montecito, the tension was palpable. The air, as one insider described, smelled like panic-perfumed luxury. For Meghan, everything she'd built from her podcasts to her lifestyle brand glittered around one powerful word: Duchess. That title wasn't just her name. It was her brand, her armor, her identity. Duchess of Sussex opened doors that Meghan Markle simply didn't. But once news broke that William's reform could legally erase those titles, her world reportedly started shaking. PR teams rushed into overdrive. Emergency calls, late-night strategy sessions, whispered crisis meetings, all centered on one haunting question: what happens if the title disappears? Because without that royal label, Meghan isn't a duchess. She's just another celebrity in an industry that forgets fast. Dubai had already cooled off, Netflix was quietly retreating, and her long-teased lifestyle brand had barely whispered into existence. In a desperate move, insiders say Meghan even tried to trademark Duchess of Sussex as a commercial brand in an attempt to hold on to that royal sparkle, but William saw it coming. Palace lawyers allegedly blocked any effort to monetize royal titles. The message from London was loud and brutal: the crown belongs to the crown. And for Meghan, that message wasn't just professional, it was personal. Without that title, the golden halo around her empire started to dim. Back in London, the story reached its most tragic chapter. Prince Harry, realizing what was coming, made one final call to his father. Not as the Duke of Sussex, just as a son. No lawyers, no PR teams, just raw emotion. He wasn't calling to fight over image or press. He was calling for mercy, a father's mercy. But the line stayed cold. Sources say King Charles never picked up. Messages were acknowledged but never answered. Silence became the answer. For Harry, that silence said it all. The monarchy had moved on, and this time it wasn't waiting for him. Across the ocean, Meghan tried to hold it together. She drafted statements, planned possible comebacks, brainstormed hashtags with her PR teams, but deep down, she knew no amount of spin could rewrite royal law. Because while Montecito was busy managing optics, William was already signing paperwork. The decision was quiet, clinical, absolute. Harry hadn't been betrayed. He'd been edited out. And that's how this royal saga ended, not with fireworks or screaming headlines, but with silence. William reclaimed the monarchy's dignity. Charles found refuge in peace. And Harry and Meghan stood outside the gates, outsiders to a world they once called home. The palace grew calm again. The headlines slowed. The monarchy, reborn under William's iron calm, gleamed like a freshly polished crown, smaller, harder, unshakable. Somewhere in California, Meghan sat staring at a world that no longer called her Duchess. The empire she built on that title had vanished with a signature. Because at the end of it all, titles don't make royals. Integrity does. And as the curtain falls on yet another royal chapter, one haunting question lingers in the air like perfume in an empty ballroom. If the Duchess is gone, who is Meghan now?